Welcome everybody, my name is Wendy Porter and I am the Laptray Crafter and I'm a UK independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in the UK. And if you can see a little red rectangle at the top of your screen, that means you are watching live. If you don't see that red rectangle, it means that you are watching a recording, and the recording could either be on Facebook or it might be on YouTube. So welcome everybody, any rate. Today I'm going to use this stamp set for the images in it, and this is one of the stamp sets that you can earn free during celebration, and you need to make a purchase of £90. And as you can see, it's got a lot of stamps, and there are some that are two-step stamping which will colour in the images, and I will show you some of that today. Yes, you're not the only one, Jeanette. Absolutely not the only one. But I bet that didn't help yesterday when you felt poorly. But I have actually heard of other people that have had little reactions, and some even more severe. So, at any rate, and the one I'm going to use for most of my sentiments is this one, the Vine design, because I love these sentiments. I think they are so clean and crisp. So that's what I'm going to use. So let's start. Now, today I am going to do just one colour. Well, no, two colours. If you count black as a colour, then there's two colours. I'm going to use black and I'm going to use Highland Heather. All right, so let's get started. So I'm going to bring in my usual shape card, and I need to have a stamping mat because the stamps for this set are photopolymer. And here's one, and you can see they're a good size. Okay, oh, you can see where I've been using that one. Didn't quite clean that off very well. Let's just clean that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Memento Black, and I've managed to get a bit of tissue on there. That's a good start, isn't it? I'll clean that off afterwards. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make my own background. So now I've got to make sure, can you see there's these lovely wings, and then we've got the butterfly. So I'm going to start up in this top corner. Oh, and my bit of tissue has now wrapped itself around the stamp. So let me just clean my stamp. Bear with me a minute, because you can see it's leaving a little gap there. I'm not worrying about it. And I suspect that some of our normal regular viewers may not come on today because it's the first weekend of the Six Nations Rugby. And I know there are some of us that like rugby. I've set the video for the two matches that are happening today. Hello Judy, welcome. I'm just starting on my first card, and I'm using a touch of ink, one of the stamps that's in the celebration brochure. How are you today? Let's go over here. Okay, that's fine. clean my stamp again. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lift that stamp off, because I've got a bit of tissue and I've got ink all over my fingers that's caught underneath my stamp. Let's just clean that off. There we go. Yes, it's lovely, Judy. I like this set. I like the fact that the images are quite big. Now, you may not have heard the beginning, but the cards that I'm going do today are going to be just 2 colours. So now what I want is I am going to stamp a sentiment, and I'm going to stamp happy birthday. I'm going to stamp on here, and if you count black as a colour, then that is one of the colours, alright? There we go. So, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put some ink on the wings. Bring my mat in again. You see I've been using this mat. I'm just going to stamp this like so, just to give a bit of pattern onto my, there we go, so it's not a completely, sorry Jeanette, oh, the ordering is a pain in the you-know-what. I have got so little that I can use, because everything was placed in my order on the 5th of January. It's a real pain, isn't it? Now that's going to go on there, and I am literally going to put this onto a sheet of white. I don't even think I'm going to put anything behind it. No, it's just going to be a very, very simple card. Do I want anything behind it? Nope, I'm just going to put that completely like that, I think. We'll put that up on let's bring some glue in. Let's pop some glue on here. Make sure that I've got the fold on the right side. So. Pop that on there. So starting with a very, very simple card that a beginner could easily make. And I think what I might do is I'm going to pop that on there with a bit of glue. My order actually said yesterday, when I looked at it, it said it was coming on Tuesday. I looked at it this morning and it's now gone back to Thursday. So I know the pain is horrible. There we go. That's going to go on there. I think I'm going to put a little bit of ribbon on though, and I'm going to use, for my ribbon, I'm going to use this white one with the lovely silver edges to it. Get that off. And then this is going to go behind. We bring in a dimensional. Bring in a big dimensional, and I'm going to put a dimensional here and here just to, oh, let's pop them all over. Here we go. Are you crafting along with me? Have you got some, or are you sitting and just watching? Okay, so I'm going to wrap that. What I want is I want a little bit poking out either side. So if I wrap that like so, like there, have it roll round around there, and just a bit like that, and a bit around there, and a bit underneath there. And it's too long, I think. Too long. Oh, let's have a look. Yeah. Fiddle with it a little bit. Ooh. Come along. Yeah. Make sure I'm trying to get it even. So that's going to go like so, and I'm going to stick another dimensional just to keep that end in place in that little gap there. And snip that little end off. Okay. Oh, we got a funny light now. Oh, I'm gonna have to draw the blinds. Would you believe? Gonna have to draw the blinds. We've got a funny shadow now, haven't we? So let me just put this on my paper, and I'll go and draw the blinds. And I want that just to go in the centre there, like so. Right, bear with me, girls, when I go and draw the blinds. You're just watching today, Jeanette. Good. There, I think that's better. Good. You're eating your breakfast, Judy. You did say you enjoyed a late breakfast. I'm going to have to do something with that blind. Oh, let's try turning it up the other way. There we go. Is that any better? Right. Yeah, I think that's a little bit better. Haven't got any shadow now, at least. So there we go. There's our first card. So that's good. Right. So where am I going to put those? When you're talking about breakfast, Judy, I'm going to have a slurp of my tea. I made it about half an hour ago. Lovely. Right. So, card number 2. I do like the butterflies on this this stamp set. A, because they're nice and big, and they've got a lot of detail on them. And the other thing I like is I like the leaves. I'm not sure about the hummingbird. I'm not sure. So let's have another go. Let's do another card anyway. So this time I'm going to do, and I prepared odd little bits. All right. So this time I've got a square card. I've got a piece of Whisper White, and I've got a piece of Basic Black. And Basic Black just on its own just looks quite in your face, I think. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the leaves. Yeah, the leaves. Now, if you look at this leaf, if I show you it here, can you see it's got a very handy kink here? And when I saw that, I thought, oh, that could make a nice corner stamp. Hello, Hazel. Welcome. You haven't missed very much. I've only made one card so far, and I'm using a touch of ink. All right, and I'm going to do a lot of black stamping. All right, because I'm only going to use 2 colours. All right, so here we go. Because this is a big stamp, I'm going to take the ink to it if I can. So we've got that little kink just there, and I'm thinking that will make it fit into a corner just nicely. You like black and white, yeah. Very classy, aren't they? I think. Right, so here we go again. Now let me see if I can stamp it like this. There we go. So this is going to go in the corner again. You've just got, oh, you're getting ready for work, I see. You're just going to watch today, Hazel. That's really nice. You can have a little relax before you go off to work. Right, so this is going to go in this corner. Okay. Then let's clean my stamp. That's it cleaned. Get the ink out of the way for the moment. So, you see what I mean? It just creates a lovely corner, I think. And that's going to sit on there. And I am literally I'm probably going to do exactly the same as I did a little while ago, with just a little circle and a circle, or shall I use a square? Oh, a square might be nice. Last night I sat and I die cut lots of little circles and lots of dies. Let's see what I've got here. Using the stitch shapes and the layering squares. Oh, I've just kind of managed to get ink on that. I got ink on my finger, look. Yes, you could use the Stamparatus. Absolutely. In fact, this might make a nice wreath image in the Stamparatus, Hazel. So shall I put that in there, or do you think that's too... I think that's a bit too big. A bit too big. Let's see. Have I got a circle one? Let's see. Circle. Oh, let's see. I've got a circle one here. It's a slightly bigger circle. I think that's better. So I've got some to choose from. Right, so I'm going to do happy birthday again, because I've got lots of birthday cards to send out, and I've also had one of my friends come and ask me for a dozen birthday cards. So some of these I will send to her. So again, I'm going to use my leaf, and I'm just going to, oh, I better do the sentiment first. What do I do with sentiment? Let's do the sentiment first. Then there's no chance of me going over it. So here we go. Hopefully in the middle. Lovely. And again, you see me do this quite a lot. Stamp the edge, just to give a little something to my sentiment sheet. So let's put this together. So that's going to go on there, like So this is going to go on here onto my base card. So let's put the black. Oh, actually, I like the way that's fallen like that. On the wonk. Shall I put that on the wonk like so? Oh, I like that. Let's see if I can I fit that onto my card like that. It's funny, when you want to do something deliberately on the wonky, you can never do it. So let's have a go. Put this slightly on the wonky, just a little bit. And then this is going to go on straight, sort of straight. In fact, it doesn't really matter. Okay, so I've got to be careful where I put my glue. There we go, and I'm not going to add any colour to it. It's just going to be completely black and white. This will fit onto here. And go on there. And I've managed to get a little smudge of ink. I don't know why, when I'm doing black and white, I always do get it all over my fingers. And I'm not even going to put any sentiments or any ribbon on this, because you could have this for a man's card, couldn't you? Because it's quite plain. There we go. And I'm going to put some pearls. Oh no. Now somewhere I have got, and I have no idea what I've done with them, I've got some little black. I think they might be downstairs. So I won't put any colour, anything. I'm not going to use any bling at the moment, because I've got some black, some little black jewels I think would look lovely for these cards. So I'm not going to put any bling on today, but that's another card done. Alright. So there's the second one. Right, now the third one. Now this is going to take perhaps a little while longer. I'm going to do that one next. Why not? Yeah, why not? What's this one? Oh, I know. Now, have you got any of this paper, girls? This is the lovely, it's called True Love Designer Series paper. And those of you that have ordered this, the sample sheet, you will obviously get a piece of this, a piece of each of the designs in your pack. And this is one of them, and I'm going to use this today. And I think this is lovely, and it's really got a black background with white on it, or you can have that one, and I quite like that. So I'm going to do this. That's going to go on there, that's going to go on there, and then I'm going to I think all I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a little bit along the top here, and I'm going to use the flower, because we've not used the flower yet. So bring in my black ink again, and we haven't even done any two-step stamping yet. We might do, depends how the time goes. Right, so this is going to go up in this corner, so and this is going to go up in this corner. so. The thing I will say about Memento is it takes a little while to dry. Yeah, so you just got to be careful you don't touch it and smudge it. So this is going to go on here, and then I'm going to have a sentiment. I'm going to do my happy birthday again. That's going to go on there. So let's just stamp my happy birthday again. And I think what I'm trying to show is that, you know, these, you can make cards very simply with not too much stash or supplies. One stamp set, an ink, some paper and card to stamp on, and you're away. So let's just bring the flower back in again. Well, I'm just having a look. Yeah, the flower, I think. And again, I'm going to stamp here and stamp here. Move that out of the way. I clean my stamp again. If anybody new is joining us, do say hello so that we know you're here. Okay. Right, let's put our card together. So what have we done? We've been on about half an hour, and I've already nearly made 3 cards, and I think that's pretty good. And again, I've got a let me just get a little baby wipe, because I've got ink on my fingers again. So. Hopefully. Okay, so let's bring this, and then I want one white piece. That's going to go on there, like so. So now, do you think I could do with perhaps? I'm going to bring in. I'm going to use this, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a little piece either side. So let me just chop this, bring in my trimmer, and I'm just going to trim this bit up a bit, just to create something on the edge of my card. So bring in my silicone mat. And what I'm going to do, so what I better do is I better put this on first, so I know how much. Let's put that on first. I'm going to use the little square side because I think that will be too much with those flowers. Right. And this is going to go on the bottom here like so. Okay. And then this will go on to my base card like so. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get 2 of these little pieces. Where's my other bit gone? Where's my other bit gone? Oh, where did that go? Oh, it's stuck to me trimmer. There it is. There we go. Right, okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of glue here. Like that. And then I'm going to add that there, like so. I don't want a lot of it showing, just a bit. And then I'll do the same on the other side. So just add a little bit of glue. Okay. And then again, I'll place that on there, like so. Kind of trying to get it level. There we go. Like so. Let's just have a look. Well, that's not bad. Not bad at all. Almost level. I could do with coming down a bit. That's it. Cool. Right. Bring in my base card. That's going to go on there. Oh, check. I nearly put it on upside down. Nearly had the fold at the top, which I suppose wouldn't have mattered. But I like the fold to be at the side. And then this is going to go on here, like there. There we go. Cool. Just adds a little bit of something on there. Now, where is this? This is going to go on here. And that's going to go on there like so. And I think I'm going to glue that to that. And then I'll put this up on some dimensionals, but I'm going to tie a bow and add a little bow to this one. Okay, that's going to go in the middle there, and there. So there we go. Don't you think that looks classy? I do. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to tie a bow. Now I could, if I wanted to, I could colour this ribbon with one of our Stampin' Blends, because we have got light and dark in the basic black, but I think I'm just going to leave it white. Lovely. And the front doorbell has just rung, and I am not going down to answer it. They will just have to wait. That is going to go on there like so. So there we go. There's another card. Don't you think that looks lovely? I do. I think it looks really nice. Really nice. Very happy with that. And as I say, I'm not going to add any pearls or anything at the moment. Wait until I find my black jewels, and I'll put some of those on, I think. Now, What am I going to do next? I've already cut some bits, you see. So now I did say that I would use two colours. So I'm going to bring in a plain piece of card, and I'm going to add some colour this time. So this is a piece of 5.5 by 5.5. I'm going to put the lid on my glue, and I'm going to bring back the butterfly, and I'm going to do some two-step stamping, and I am going to use Highland Heather because I like Highland Heather. So right, okay, so when I did my first card, you remember this first card I did, I just stamped it all in black. So this is going to start out very similar. I'm going to stamp my butterflies in black. Okay. Oh, I'm not using my my stamping mat, but it seems to be stamping all right. So I won't change it. And I can see I've got a bit of ink on my pad there. Get rid of that. Now you have to be careful when you're doing something like this, where you're going off the page. Don't automatically assume that you're going to get ink in the same place as where you haven't stamped. So always just check that you've got ink all over your stamp, because you want to make sure that you're not getting any funny lines. Put one there. Okay. That's fine. And I think I could just do with a bit of leaf stick in there. You see how wet my ink pad is. Just put one there. You see, look. Okay, right. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to set that aside to let it dry, and I'm going to bring in a piece of white, and I'm just going to. Alright, now where's my? I'm going to do it with my stamping mat this time. Okay, I'm going to stamp the butterfly. Okay. So, clean my stamp. That gives it a little bit time to dry. You're loving the card. Yay! Good, I'm glad you like them, Hazel. My favourite ink. In fact, I've got two favourites. Gorgeous Grape. No, I've got three. Gorgeous Grape. Just Jade. I think that is a gorgeous shade of green. And I love Melon Mambo. I have always loved Melon Mambo. I expect you've heard me say this before, but I once did some wedding stationery using Melon Mambo, and the bridesmaids' dresses, she took away a piece of card and she got her bridesmaids' dresses made to match Melon Mambo. It looks stunning, absolutely stunning. Right, so do we think that's dry? Yeah. Right, so what I'm going to do is Highland Heather, and I'm going to do some two-step stamping. So for this two-step stamping, I'm going to tap, tap, tap. And I can just see that ink's not quite dry yet. I'm just going to wait. I'll just have a look. Yes, yes, nice and pale. Nice and pale. Can you see my see if I can just, his legs are still quite damp. There we go. Okay, so what you do is, can you see there are three sort of portions to the wings, and they match the wings of the butterfly. However, they don't match exactly, so do not worry if you don't get it exactly on. It's meant to be a sort of look a bit like watercolor, right? So that'll do. Down it goes. See, lovely. Cool. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fussy cut that butterfly. And what I need to do is I need to stamp me sentiment. So let me do my sentiment. I'm just going, what am I going to do? I'm going to do thinking of you. Something a bit different. Now I've got somewhere I have got some little strips of Whisper White that I have cut out to, yeah, there we go. So these are 1/2 inch in width, and I've done some black ones, and I've used the lovely new Treasured Tags punch. Can you see this one looks very Moroccan to me, reminds me of the Taj Mahal. And then we've got this one that looks more like a, I don't know, some other sort of doorway, and I've used this one. And because this one was 1/2 inch, I just got that centerpiece, and then this piece is 3/4 inch, so I got those two little sidey pieces. And you can do 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch, and 1 inch. And I love these triple punches. I think they are fab. So what I'm going to try and do, you notice the word try, I am going to stamp thinking of you on here. So here we go. Let's see if I can do this. Are you holding your breath, girls? Because I am. Cool, look at that. I actually managed to get it straight. So, clean my stamp. And then that's going to go onto one of those pieces of black. So, right, my butterfly should be dry now. So I'm going to bring in my snips. Need a pair of snips. Here we go. Snips. You notice with my little piggy. Right, now what I'm going to do, I think, is let's just bring in our base card. Right, so the base card is there. My thinking of you is going to go here or down here. Right. So I'm not going to cut out the butterfly's body. I'm going to chop his body off. I know that sounds cruel, but I'm going to. So I'm just literally going to roughly cut it out to start with. So I'm going to start here. I'm glad you held your breath, Hazel. Nice to know that you're thinking of me. And if you could see me, I've got my tongue sticking out. I always stick my tongue out when I'm cutting. I don't know if you do. Here comes the bit where I'm going to chop his body off. There we go. There we go. And then what I want that to do, that's going to sit on there like so. And then my sentiment is going to go down there like so. Now, shall we have a little bit of colour on our base of our card? Now, one of the stamps in the set is some little dots. You know how much I like little dots. Anything that makes a splodge is cool with me, so I am going to just bring in little splodges on my card. I'm going to just keep turning it round, putting some splodges in between, like so. See, I don't think crafters can help it, Hazel. I'm sure there must be a proper name for it. The fact that we all stick our tongue out when we're cutting. Right, a bit there. Okay. Now, there's that. Where's my sentiment gone? There's my butterfly. And I've lost my sentiment. There it is. I'm going to put some splodges onto my sentiment just to bring it together. And because it's a pale colour, it can go over it like so. Cool. There we go. So let's put this card together. This is going to go on here. Some glue. It's made a kind of a wavy pattern. There we go. Oh, did you hear that, girls? My stomach suddenly rumbled. There we go. Cool. And that's going to go on there. And then my thinking of you. Oh, let's put that onto some black. Let's put that down there. Move that along. I'm so glad we've got liquid glue, because you can cover up all sorts of things, can't you? Now I wonder whether that might go like that. No, I want it to go there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop it up on some dimensionals. There you go. I've got my little pot for bits here. I'm trying to be tidy today. That's going to go on there. so. So I can see, you can still see his body, look. And then this is going to go underneath here. And I'm going to just put that down with some glue. It's just going to go there. Just see his little legs popping out from underneath there. But that's fine. So there we go, there's another card done. Cool. Lovely. Right. So, now, the next card I was thinking about is going to take a bit longer. So make sure you've got a drink, girls, because this might take a little while. Do you remember when Carolyn was doing our crafty session at one of our meetings? We did a card that used lots and lots of scraps. Well, I thought I might do something similar. I'm just making sure I've got no ink. So what I've got here is I have cut lots of strips of that lovely designer series paper into 1/2-inch strips, and I have measured here. This is 5.5 by 5.5 square, so 2 3/4 and 2 3/4 is halfway, and I've now got a middle point. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to squidge some glue over here. All right. I'm going to probably squidge some glue down here. That's the first bit I'm going to do. So my first piece is going to go, I'm going to try and get this straight. Going to go across here, lining up with that line. No, it's not. It's going to go on that bit there, like so. Alright. Then I'm going to have another piece that's going to go along there. Now, I've not tried this. You've got to drink a piece of cake. Yeah, basic black is always a good one to have. You could always get the neutrals pack if you haven't already got. Let's bring in my silicone mat because I've got glue on the back there. If you haven't got any of the neutral colours, because they're quite useful, I think. So let's put that there. So I end up like so. Okay. And then this is then the last one. I've deliberately kept wanting these to be all the same. Right, it's going to go on there like so. Oops. Oh. Right. Okay. So we've kind of got a windmill effect. So I'm going to just go back to my first one here, and now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put some glue down those edges. So this is where you can just place your strips side by side, and I've got glue all over my fingers. Whoops. And I'm going to fill in the squares, and I'm going to try and do it so that they all touch each other, right? And so now I need a patterned back piece. Yep, that's very sensible, Hazel. As I said to you the other day, there's no rush. You just get the bits that you want. And of course you've been a demo long enough now. You know which colours you like. So get your favourites first is what I always say. Get your favourites. What shall I use this one? Is that going to fit on there? Yeah, it is. Okay. So that's the first square done. So now what I want to do is I'm going to turn it so I've got the opposite square upwards. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to do these two vertically and then this one is going to be horizontally. If you get my drift. So I need a patterned flowery one. Like so. And when the glue's drier, or at least a bit drier than it is now, I will cut off these long ends. Don't worry, they won't be wasted. Flowers. And I'm hoping with what I've already cut off that these bits will be enough to do the whole card. Okay. So there we go, there's our two vertical ones. Now, what I'm going to do now is these ones are going to go this way. I'll pop some glue on here. So I'm actually, yeah, although I'm putting them on vertically, hopefully they're going to show up horizontally. It won't matter if they don't. Okay. Because I'm using liquid glue, it's easy to maneuver them. Okay. Once you get into the swing of it, you can get putting them on quite quickly. Oh no. Okay. I'm being quite careful when I come to the edge here to make sure there's a fair bit of glue. I don't mind, I'm not going to bother if it squidges onto my silicone mat, but I just want to make sure they're firmly glued down, because I am going to have to do some trimming, there's no doubt about it. Right, so that's that one. Okay, cool. Right, so one last piece to do. Okay. Let's see. here. There's that one. Now this black and white designer series paper is really lovely to colour in with blends or watercolours. I was doing some the other day where I was doing it with watercolours, and they are lovely to colour it in. I think if you're like me and you can't draw, I mean, you know I can't draw a stick person, they're ideal when you get a pattern paper like this that you can just add a bit of colour to. There we go. Right, so I'm going to just lift that a minute. I'm going to set it aside while I do my sentiment, because I want to make sure that glue is really dry. So what sentiment am I going to have? Let me just have a think. What shape have I got left? Have I got a... I think a circle would look nice in the middle of that lot. Yeah, I think a circle. And I'm going to go back to Happy Birthday, because that's a nice size one for this size of stamp. Oh, did you see that, girls? Stuck my finger right in the ink pad. Not only have I got glue all over my fingers, I'm getting ink all over my fingers. Okay. Lovely. So, now, I'm just going to put some little black splodges on here, I think. Or shall I put some... I know, I'm going to put some flowers on, because we've got flowers on lots of our pieces of our paper. So I'm going to put flowers on. Let that dry. Right, let's see if this is dry enough to handle. I think so. I think so. Right, I'm going to bring in my trimmer. I hope this will work with the trimmer, because there's rather a lot of it. So let's see. Oh no, that's going to get glued up. But I'm going to have to do it by hand. So this is where we will see how... You got ink all over your fingers yesterday, did you, Hazel? Oh, Bermuda Bay. Right, here we go. And it's always easier to cut from the back so that you can see you've got the edge of your card to help direct your scissors, if you know what I mean, which is what I'm doing here. I'm using the edge of my card to kind of put my... and hopefully then I will get a straighter line. Okay. And then go along here. Oh. And I'm going to have to clean these scissors because I'm getting glue all over them. And see, look, I've got enough pieces there to do another card with. So I think that's quite a good use of designer series paper. And there we go. Look, there's my card front. Whoa! Not at all my sort of style normally, is it? So let's find a card front, a card base. I've got one here somewhere. Card base on here. And I think it needs, I'll put a little bit of black behind it. What do you think? Just a tiny bit of black poking out. Really highlights it. Yeah? Let's see, what do you think? So I put that straight on there. It looks nice, but I'm going to put a little bit of black behind it. And you see how that really gives a nice finish to the edges. So here we go. Let's put some ink on here. And the ink is... Right. That's going to go on there. That's going to go on there. And it's just... This piece of black is only a smidgen. I think this is about 3 5/8. Oh, sorry, 5 5/8. So as you can see, it's just a tiny little border all the way around. Tiny border all the way around. They're going to go on there. Now, that I thought would look nice in the middle there. What do you reckon? Yep. Cool, it's quite busy, girls. Making my eyes go funny. Base. The black makes it, does, doesn't it? It really does. There you go. Make sure I got the fold at the right side. Yeah, I have. Cool. Get that a good press down. And then this is going to go straight on here. Thank you, Hazel. I'm glad you think it's effective. So, and this is going to go on here. I will use some dimensionals if I can find where I put them. Oh. Oh, here they are. Right. So, some dimensionals. Oh, look, I've nearly used another sheet of dimensionals. Oh, so let's just cut some of these bits up. There we go. Don't ever throw the edges away. Use them. They're just as useful as the little bigger pieces. If you've got long strips of sentiments that you need to add, you can always use those to add your add to the back of your strips of card. And that's just going to go in the middle there, like so. And I'm going to put a bow on. Okay, bow, so. Okay, now a bow, and of course add your bow with your glue dot behind the knot. I think I'm going to pop that up, pop that. Where am I going to put it? Where am I going to put it? Let's pop it there. No, just there. There we go. It goes there, like so. So there's another card. So how many cards have we done? We've done 4 cards. Right, so I'm going to do one more. All right, one more. And I think I've not been using the flowers I've not used the flowers on a card, I don't think, have I? No, well, we're going to use the flowers anyway. And so let's bring the flower in. And this one has got some 2-step stamping. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in, until I'm thinking on my feet here, girls, what I want is, now in my little drawer here, I've got a big piece of, oh, have I? No, I haven't. I want a sticky notepad that hopefully will, no, it won't fit all the way over. Right, okay. So, what I'm going to do is I am going to stamp across the middle of my card. Right, so here we go. So if I do from there to there, I could try and keep this even. Hopefully I can get it straight. In fact, what I'm going to do, I'm going to trim this down to the right size. If I cut it down to 5 inches, I think that would be better. Is that a piece? I think that's a piece of thick. A piece of thick. Piece of 5. Yeah, that's better. So this is right. So get this level, and I want this to be about here. Oh, stay level. Right, I want that to be there. About there. Okay, now I want another one. Oops, that's not. Okay. And then I need another piece here. I can't tell you, it's got so dark here now. Right, so I'm going to, oh no, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How long have I got there? I'm just counting the number of squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's it. Okay. Now is that even? Does that look even to you girls? It doesn't to me. I'm going to bring in my ruler. I'm going to bring in the ruler. In fact, forget that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it down to size. That way I won't have any bother. So I'm going to cut this down. This measures 5 inches and I want this to be about 3 inches. That'll do. 3 inches. And I'm going to make a strip to go across the middle of my card. And I'm going to use the flower. Where's the flower? Right, let's just make it sure it's, yeah, flower. I'm going to stamp the flower. Now what I want to try and do is I'm going to try and leave off the stalk, because I don't want the stalk to appear. Right, so I'm going to come across here. So, and I'm being careful. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add that to there, cover that up, and I'm just going to stamp this like so. So I'm stamping this all the way across. Again, I'm making sure I don't get any ink on the stalk part of my flower. Okay, so, right, and then I'm going to fill in the gap. Okay. Okay, let that dry. Clean my stamp. Hopefully that will help it dry out a bit. And then I'm going to bring in my Highland Heather, and I'm going to use the fill-in bit. Now, where's my stamping pad? So, let's just stamp this, just so that we can see which way round we need to have it. Right, so can you see there's that bit there goes onto that bit there, so we need to have it kind of like that. Right, so filling in, but again it's not one of those that's going to fit it precisely, it's just going to add some colour. So I can just keep turning my card. It's easier to turn your card than it is to turn your stamp. There we go. Like so. Then I'm going to bring in some dots. And I'm going to just stamp dots wherever the fancy takes me, whether it be over flowers or not, it does not matter. I'm just literally cool. I think I could do with a bit there. Can you see what I mean? It's not a, it's not the second stage stamping is not accurate. It's just to give the impression, which I think is lovely. Right, so let's bring in a stamp, a card base. Do I want that? No. Want a card base? Do I want some? No. Do I want black? What do you think? Do I want a black piece? Do I want a black piece? Or do I want a patterned piece of patterned paper? Oh, a piece of patterned paper might be nice. Let's see what I've got left in my pack, because I've not got a lot left in my I think maybe it's something with a, oh, that could look quite nice. Not quite big enough. You can see I've got lots of little endy bits. Oh, let's use that. That one. Yeah, that one. That looked nice. So bring in my trimmer, and I threw my trimmer on the floor. No, I didn't. There it is. So let's measure this. This measures 5 by 3. So I am going to do this at 5.5. Whoops. 3.5. By 5.5. 5.5. So that's going to go behind there. And do you think it needs a bit of black behind that? Just to give a little bit of a, yes it does. Okay, so I'm going to do 3 1/8. 1/8 by 5 1/8. That's going to go on there. That's going to go on there. So again, I've got a tiny little piece, so I'm going to put that on there first. Use the glue. There you go. Okay, that's going to go behind there. Tiny little narrow border. Now, that's going to go on there. Let me bring my card base in. So that's going to go across there, like so. Now, do you think we need something in the corners there? Do you think I could do with some little purple, some little Highland Heather splodges? That's what I'm going to do, is I'm going to put some Highland Heather splodges on my base card. Not something I do very often. Now, where's my splodges? Here we go. Just a little bit. Da, da, da. I decided to do it all the way around. Okay, that's going to go on there. Let's see if we need a bit more at the bottom here. kind of just breaks up the white, doesn't it? So this is going to go on here. This is going to go on here. And I think what I'd like to do is I'm going to wrap some ribbon around this piece here, just to give it a little something. So where's my ribbon? So I'm going to bring in my seal and my silicone mat. So put a little bit of seal, on there. Go, a bit of seal on there. And then I'm going to wrap my ribbon round, sort of around the centre-ish. Snip that off there. Just check that it's not too wonky. Oops. Okay. And that's going to go on there, like that. Cool. And I'm going to use liquid glue. Always my glue of choice. I will use seal occasionally, but I do prefer liquid glue. Okay, it's going to go on there. Okay, so bring in my card base, and that's going to go across there. So that's definitely going to have liquid glue on it. And I haven't thought about the sentiment I'm going to put on it. Shall I use a thin one, or shall I use the happy birthday again? Okay. Now my intention is to put a bow on. So if I tie the bow, let's see what the bow looks like, and then we can perhaps decide what shape we need for our sentiment, and that might help us make up our minds what sentiment I'm going to put on it. Okay. Okay, so I'll put that there. Now, have I got one of those long strips left? Let's just see it. A long strip with oh, right. Nope, don't like that. I think a circle would look better. And will it need something behind it? I think it might. So I'm going to use the Label Me Lovely punch. Just to punch a little thing to pop behind it. And I think that will just go down there. Oh, shall it go there? No, I think I'm going to put it above on the ribbon. Oh, I don't know. Pop that in the centre there, and then that can go on there. In the centre, that's where it's going to go. So let's stamp happy birthday. And I'm going to stamp it in Highland Heather. It will be very, very pale, but that's okay. Here we go. Happy birthday, donk. Lovely. So there we go. I still like it on the sidey bit in the centres to do. Oh, mind you, it looks nice with the bow in the yeah, that looks nice, doesn't it? That's what I'm going to do. That's going to go on there. Decisions, girls. That's going to go on there. Very pretty. Lovely. Going to use some dimensionals. Chop up the remainder of my little edges. Oh, I've got one left. Put that in the middle. There we go. Oh, there we go. So this is just going to pop in the middle of the ribbon. Once I can get my back pieces off. Like so. It's going to go in there. So. And that traps that bit of ribbon as well. Okay. My glue dots behind the ribbon. That's just going to go on there. So, oh, I want that to be flat so it doesn't. Okay. Okay, there we go. So there's our last card, girls. So as I said to you right at the start, we are just going to have, let me get rid of this tatty old bit of paper. We're just going to use two colours. That's if you think black is a colour, and I think it is. Yeah, go for it, Judy. Black. Look, there you go. I hope this gives you some inspiration on making black and white cards, and I think they look lovely. I'm very pleased with them. Let's see if I can lay them out so you can see them. There we go. So just a little bit of colour, other colour added to black, and my choice was Highland Heather. Of course you could choose any other colour. I nearly went with just jade. Oh, hello Sue. Welcome. We're just finishing actually. These are the cards I've just made. All made using a stamp set from the celebration that is free when you spend £90. And we've used nearly every of the images apart from the bird. And as I say, I'm not sure about the bird. I will have to think about that. So good. So thank you all very, very much for watching with me. It's been nice to have your company. And if you're interested, I am doing some mystery stamping on Wednesday. Thank you Thank you for sending up the hearts. That's really lovely. I shall be doing some mystery stamping on Wednesday at 11:30. I will be posting the first clue tomorrow, all right, and I will be sending it out with a little mini newsletter as well. So if those of you that haven't watched the live today are on my email list, you will get it in that email, all right? So thank you again for watching, and have a good rest of the day, and I'm going to watch the rugby. Come on, England! And I'm going to turn off now if I can find my mouse. So bye everybody. Bye.